Hi and welcome. I'm Alex, I'm the author of PageTurner, and today I'd like to show you how to get PageTurner running and building in Eclipse. This is something that has been causing a lot of people trouble because Maven and Eclipse don't always work well together, at least not without special plugins. So I'd like to show you what the proper setup is and how to get it working. The important first thing that you have to know is that do not use the ADT bundle that Google provides. Use a plain, clean Eclipse Juno, install the plugins yourself. That's the best way to get it working. Now, for this tutorial, I've already have a working ADT setup, so a working Android SDK, so I'm not going to show you how to set that up. There are plenty of other tutorials to do that. So we're just going to start by getting Eclipse. So you want this one, Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Sorry, this one. So the plain Java IDE. I've already downloaded this, so I'm going to take a small shortcut here, and I've unpacked that here. So start it for the first time. Give it a workspace folder, and there we have it, a new clean Eclipse. Now, first thing we're going to do is get the Android toolkit in here. So we go here. So if you have the developers page, go to installing the Eclipse plugin and grab this URL. You can do help, install new software, add a new site. Just give it a name. Okay. Yeah, we don't need the NDK. We do want the DDMS and the Android development tools. Next. And next. We accept the license. Finish. Now it's gonna try to download and get everything. It shouldn't take too long, but feel free to fast forward this bit. Yes. And yes, please do restart. Okay. Now we have the Android SDK installed. Let's make sure we have at least platform 15, because that's what we're going to need to build PageTurner. So please, yes, get the SDK platform and get the ARM image. Install, accept, install. Now this is going to take a while, so let's grab the PageTurner sources in the meantime. Now this is my page, nice picture of me. So we're going to go to my repositories, and first we're going to start by grabbing Action Bar Sherlock, and specifically my fork. I haven't made any changes to Action Bar Sherlock, but this was forked at a point in time that it works with PageTurner. I can't be sure that newer versions will work. So we're going to grab the URL, go to a terminal, and we're going to clone Action Bar Sherlock. Of course, feel free to use your nice GUI tool. I'm doing this tutorial in Ubuntu, but most of this stuff should work just as fine in Windows. Okay, Action Bar Sherlock has been cloned. Now, we are mostly interested in the library. and we want to make sure that we have that installed in our local Maven repository. So go to Action Bar Sherlock library, do mvn install. It's going to take a minute or two to compile. Let's check on our Eclipse. SDK manager is done, so that's okay. Now we need the next component. Newer versions of Maven do come with built-in, newer versions of Eclipse come with built-in Maven support, but they don't support Maven for Android out of the box yet. For that you'll need an extra plugin, and that's the M2E Android plugin. Now if you go to the site for the M2E Android plugin, they'll tell you to just look in the Maven Eclipse Marketplace, and that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to go Help, Eclipse Marketplace. Needs a minute. I'm going to search for M2E Android. Hit enter. And there it comes up with the Android configurer for M2E. So we'll install that. Have to wait a minute. Okay, it's got all the components. Click next. We accept the terms of the license agreement. Yes, and finish. So it's going to complain again about unsigned software, so we'll wait for a minute for that. Okay, go ahead. And yes, please do restart Eclipse. Okay. So now our Eclipse environment is ready to go. We're going to start by importing Action Bar Sherlock. So we'll go to File, Import, then Maven, and existing Maven projects. Click Next. Browse to the folder where you checked out Action Bar Sherlock and the library. Okay. Needs a minute to think. And it imports the project. Now it does complain about the problem, but the build goes on, so don't worry too much about that. As you can see, we don't have any problems, just a few warnings. Now there's one thing, if you look at the Maven dependencies, it lists both JUnit and Hamcrest. If those get pulled into the PageTurner build, it will start complaining that the Hamcrest classes are there twice, because JUnit actually defines the Hamcrest classes as well. So what we're going to do here is right click Action Bar Sherlock, Properties, Java build path, order and export, and uncheck Maven dependencies. We don't want to export the Maven dependencies. Click OK, and we're done as far as Action Bar Sherlock goes. Now, next thing is to get the PageTurner source code. Go back to my page here, and we go to the PageTurner page. We clone PageTurner. Now this is where things get a little bit tricky. PageTurner needs a couple of dependencies that aren't in public repositories. Now we do provide our own repository for that, but right now that's an HTTPS repository, and it's signed with a self-signed key. So to get Maven to pull that in, you actually have to tell it to trust that key. Now we provide a trust store for that, but the format is a bit tricky. So if you look in the README, there are some instructions there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go into the PageTurner source folder, and we're going to do mvn and copy these D options. So we're going to say that's the trust store, that's the trust store password, I realize this is a bit tricky, and I'm gonna fix this in a while by providing a normal repository that's not on HTTPS, but that's coming up. So we need the trust store, we need the password, and then we're gonna just install it. Now, why this complicated procedure? This is so that Maven pulls in all the dependencies to your local Maven repository. You only have to do that once. Every time you build after that, it just uses your local repository and your locally cached versions, and you're fine. So, PageTurner build success. Okay. Now, next step is to get PageTurner in Eclipse. So we're going to go to import again, existing Maven projects, browse, PageTurner, OK, and finish. Now, PageTurner depends on Action Bar Sherlock. That's why we imported that first. But the M2PE plugin doesn't quite get there right, so we have to fix that by hand. So we're going to go to Properties, Android, scroll down, and you see that it actually does try to set up a dependency, but it gets the path wrong. So we remove this, we add, and we just select the project, and now it comes up with the right path, and we click OK. And with some luck we should see PageTurner building now. Right. So no more compile errors, PageTurner is ready to go. Now the last trick is to see if it will actually run. Now there's one thing that I forgot to do in the previous step, and that's the support library in Action Bar Sherlock. You have to remove that. They still use a libs folder with a support library in it. Just delete it. So just press delete, remove it. Project will still build, and everything should be okay now. So we're going to give it a try. We're going to go PageTurner, run as Android application. I'm going to see what happens. There's a virtual machine. Of course, like I said, I already have a working Android SDK set up, so that's why I have virtual machines defined in that whole thing. Let's see if the app will run. Yes, now it's asking me if we want to monitor logcat. Yes, we do want that. Okay. And there we have the app coming up. So that's pretty much it. I hope this makes things a bit clearer. Thanks for listening, and if there are any other questions, please post in our forums.